With President Obama talking about investments in Africa, we thought it would be good to ask how you can invest in Africa and who exactly is investing in Africa. Joining us right now is Oni Wohocha. She is an attorney who specializes in advising clients about African economies. Oni, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
So, of all the things you could be doing as a lawyer, why are you tackling this? Because this cannot be easy.
No, it's not easy, but it's a passion of mine. I'm also an African diasporan. My parents are from Nigeria. And I traveled, I worked in Africa after law school. I was actually consulting for a women's rights organization in Ghana. And I lived there for about 2 years. And while I was there, I developed a stronger passion for the continent. And I wanted to merge my talents. I wanted to merge my passion for Africa and law.
So obviously, this is one big continent with many, many different countries. So when you're advising clients, how do you tell them to get to know the culture? Because that is the key of any business.
That's an excellent point. Yes, it is the key in any business. I always tell my clients that you have to take a trip. It's one thing to Google, it's another thing to actually go there and see for yourself. And if you can't afford to take a trip, align yourself with someone who's already there or understands the culture. Social media is there. You can connect with organizations directly.
Are a lot of Americans getting involved now? Are you finding people? Who are the people who are coming to you?
Definitely. African diasporans, people who are first, second generation Africans who want to give back to the continent or who want to give back to the African diasporan community that they're involved in.
So tell me a little bit about what type of industries or companies people are forming. Where are the opportunities?
Awesome. The opportunities lie in fashion. Actually, a lot of my clients are interested in doing fashion. People are interested in doing construction. People are also interested in the communications and media department.
Well, also we heard the president talk about energy.
Yes.
As well.
Yes, people are interested in energy, but for my clients, because they're individuals, we're working on the semi-industries. We're not working on the big industries.
So here's what people might be worried about, though. I'm going to give my money and invest in Africa. Are there adequate legal protections to protect them? And I guess it depends on the country.
Yes, it does depend on the country. For example, Ghana has revised their copyright industry. So people are actually able to go to the copyright office and get protection. They get a certificate and it protects their work, their intellectual property. But there are countries where that's not the case. And unfortunately, when we come to trademark and copyright, it's not as strong. So I think that's where people are a little bit more cautious.
And do you help team people? Client comes to you, do you help find the partners in that specific country?
Yes, exactly. Through my strategic partners, that's something I actually pride myself in. I call myself a connector. So I'm able to connect people here with people in Africa, as well as people in Africa with maybe possible partnerships here in the U.S. that can advance their business.
The president just visited, of course, 3 of the stronger democracies in Africa. How important is that to have a democratic, transparent government?
It's so important because good governance creates a platform for entrepreneurship. I mean, we can control our entrepreneurship pursuits, but if there's no electricity, if there's no infrastructure, it makes it very difficult to run a stable business.
Do most of your clients come to you and then move there? Do they hire people to work there? Because I imagine being an absentee landlord in this type of situation is kind of difficult. What do you advise them?
I actually advise them to partner. I find that through my work, we have a lot of African diasporans who are going back to Africa and creating the same work within the same zone. So I tell people, find out who's doing it and partner with them. Not everyone can afford to just get up and go back to the continent. So you do find people who are creating partnerships on the continent and working that way. And people who manage themselves, like me. I go to Africa, I stay maybe 6 months, and I come back. I just returned in April, and I'll be here till December, and I plan to go to Nigeria next.
We have about 30 seconds left. What are the mistakes people make when they want to start a business in Africa?
The mistakes people make is thinking that they know it all. It's so important to be humble, and it's even more important to understand the cultural dynamics of the country in which they want to invest in, because culture plays a tremendous role in doing business in Africa.
Okay, Oni, thank you so much. Oni Wohocha?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Very interesting. We're going to have you back on the program to talk more about this later.
Thank you so much.
So much. It's a short week for the markets looking ahead, but investors will still get some key numbers to act on. On Tuesday, car sales and factory order numbers come out. Up next on The Next Arise, our coverage of the George Zimmerman case and the killing of Trayvon Martin continues. Debbie Turner-Bell and Randall Pinkston are here in the studio. I'm Andrew Schmertz. Have a very good evening.